Hello, happy Sabbath. Welcome back to a chapter a day. And I must say happy birthday to myself today. I have used up one more year to what the 70 that we have been allotted biblically. It's been a great day, rainy outside, but you know what? I feel good in my heart because God has allowed me another year and it is a blessing. So we are moving on to 1 Chronicles chapter 25. Yesterday we saw David's dividing of the priests among the Levites and other officers as well. Because in my mind, I'm thinking for each group of Levites who were appointed to a specific service in the sanctuary, there was a priest appointed to them as well. In my mind, I don't know for sure. So let's go on and see what chapter 25 has. A lot of genealogies today, so it may not be too much of a reading. Moreover, David and the captains of the host separated to the service of the sons of Asaph and of Heman and of Jeduthun, who should prophesy with harps, with psalteries, and with cymbals, and the number of the workmen according to their service was. Of the sons of Asaph, and here we begin with the genealogies. Now, Asaph was the head musician for the temple. I always remember when they talk about, and I think even in Psalms, his name is mentioned, with songs of Asaph, because he was, I believe, the head musician, okay, appointed by David. So here we have a listing of all the people who worked with Asaph, his sons, his descendants, okay, and also they were mentioned those for Heman and Jeduthun, because I believe they are all the musicians appointed. So we go from verse 2 all the way through to verse 4, listing of genealogies. And then it says at verse 5, all these were the sons of Heman, the king's seer, in the words of God, to lift up the horn. And God gave to Heman 14 sons and 3 daughters. You see, they always had more boys than girls. Isn't that amazing? The world must have been populated by more men at one time. I don't know. Anyway. All these were under the hands of their father for song in the house of the Lord, with cymbals, psalteries, and harps for the service of the house of God, according to the king's order to Asaph, Jeduthun, and Heman. So the number of them with their brethren that were instructed in the songs of the Lord, even all that were cunning, was 280. That's a huge choir. I'm sure there's some large choirs today, or maybe there were in the past. I say choirs are getting scarcer and scarcer to me every time I see a church service. I see special music by one person, or maybe you might have what they call a choral group, like 4 or 5 people up there. But hardly you see large choirs. Where did it go? I used to love, and not used to, I still love choir music. It's the most beautiful sound. And this is exactly what has been happening here. All those people were for singing. And I'm sure some of them were songwriters. Some of them were musicians playing on different instruments. Oh my gosh. That must have sounded amazing. Like I said, if you have one person to go up there and sing, and that person is not going to be giving an uplifting song, or you know they don't sing. Hey, I can understand you want to give people a chance. Put them in the choir. Form a choir. You would be surprised how those voices would blend. But anyway, so that was a huge choir. So verse 8, and they cast lots, ward against ward, as well the small as the great, the teacher as the scholar. Now the first lot came forth for Asaph to Joseph, the second to Gedaliah, who with his brethren and sons were 12. And from verse 10, you go down to verse 31, all with genealogies. So again, what I think is happening here, the musicians were given groups of Levites to serve among. I am not sure if this is what's happening here. But that was a huge group of musicians, 248. No. I back up. 4 score is not 40. 4 score is 80. 288. Wow, that was a lot. So that's the end of 1 Chronicles chapter 25. Like I said, from verse 9 to verse 31, it's all genealogies as to who were the sons of who and who, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and then the same from verses 3 on to verse 5, or 3 and 4, I believe. So that's it for today. Another reading of 1 Chronicles chapter 25, and more listings for, and all of these were employed in the service of the sanctuary. These musicians were, I don't know if they were used any other time, but in the service. And truth be told, that means God's service is a special time. And when we gather together to give God praise, we ought to give God the best, not the worst. Just grab someone who we think has a voice and put them up there to sing because they look appealing. That's not right. Okay, like I said, everything God does was done decently and in order. And today is no exception. Should not be. That's it for today. Very short reading. And again, happy Sabbath. And until our next reading, keep listening, because faith comes when we hear God's word. So take care. Bye.